And a most pleasant good Sunday to everybody, the 26th of May, 2019. I'm Jewel, and this is J7409 Weather. I'd like to thank everyone who's stopping by and checking out the weather with all of us over here today. And I want to take time out. I've just got back from church. I want to take time out to say that I hope everyone hasn't forgot to thank the fallen soldiers who have protected us to stay safe, as well as all of the people who are serving us today and doing their jobs of keeping us safe. If you're traveling, please stay safe. What you're looking at here is coming up for next week. Now, I'm going to talk about next week before I get into today. This is going to start Monday and run through Friday, and you can see all of the severe areas that are marked out. Now, it's looking like hazards. This is mostly where it's going to be bad, where the hazards will occur. Heavy rain across portions of the Great Plains, the Mississippi Valley, and the Great Lakes. This should occur off and on tomorrow, Monday through the 30th, which is Thursday. Heavy rain across portions of the central and northern Rockies, as well as the central and northern plains, Monday and Tuesday. Severe weather across portions of the central and southern plains, the Great Lakes, the middle and lower Mississippi Valley. That's coming up Tuesday. Severe weather across portions of the central and northern plains, the middle and upper Mississippi Valley, as well as the Great Lakes for tomorrow, Monday, the 27th. Now, flooding is possible across portions of the Central Plains, the Middle Mississippi Valley, the Great Lakes, the Upper Mississippi Valley, and the Northern Plains. Flooding occurring or imminent across portions of the Central Plains, the Lower Mississippi Valley, the Northern Plains, the Middle Mississippi Valley, the Upper Mississippi Valley, and the Southern Plains, as well as the Ohio Valley. All of this purple is flooding going on, or a good chance of flooding to occur. It goes all the way up into South Dakota, over here in Iowa, Illinois, parts of Wisconsin, Michigan. You can see where it's all at over here in Oklahoma. It goes as far south as Louisiana in places. Alabama, Arkansas, you name it. Everything you see in purple is either flooding or has a chance of flooding. Now, flooding is also likely across the parts of the Central Plains and Middle Mississippi Valley, the Upper Mississippi Valley, and the Northern Plains, as I've just showed you. Heavy rain on the 27th through the 28th is expected in this area here. We got heavy rain over here in parts of Michigan, the 27th through the 30th, all the way down to Oklahoma, where this green line goes. And where you see the brownish orange lines, that's severe weather on the 27th and the 28th. We got a big risk of wildfires breaking out here in a small portion of Texas, small portion of Arizona, and a large section of New Mexico. And the heat is unreal, my friends, all the way from Florida, all the way up just about to D.C., over into Alabama, Georgia, South Carolina, as well as North Carolina. Folks, do you realize, as of yesterday, this past week, there have been more than 125 tornadoes just this past week. Now, this has occurred over 11 states. And there could be more, but I am positive there have been at least 10 deaths from these storms this week. So I wanted to give you a little preview of what this coming week may look like for many of us. And now we're going to check out some more on Now checking out the weather in general for the lower 48. This map courtesy of Tropical Tidbits. It's a NAM 12 km near surface reflectivity map. We'll turn it on and let it run, and folks, the weather conditions are going to continue to remain quite unsettled across the north central U.S. going into the start of the week, with additional heavy rain and severe storms expected, and I will cover those in the next segment. Now, this is in response to an anomalous upper-level trough. It's situated over the Intermountain West, and a large upper-level ridge is anchored over the southeastern U.S. Now, the next organized surface low develops across the western high plains tonight and energizes the atmosphere for another organized round of strong to severe storms from the Texas Panhandle to southern Minnesota. The flash flooding threat will continue to exist across much of the same general area, with inundated rainfall over the past few days making the ground so saturated the prospects for another additional 1 to 2 inches of rain is only aggravating this ongoing flooding situation that we have. Now, the potent upper-level low organizing from the west coast today is expected to produce another surface low over the central plains by Tuesday morning. Now, the heaviest rainfall from the storm system will likely be a little farther north from eastern Wyoming to the upper Midwest. Now, so far as the temperatures go, wow, they're going to be all over the place. Expect readings to be below normal across the northern plains and also for the Intermountain West and Desert Southwest, with an upper-level low tracking southward along the west coast and the Four Corners region by tomorrow night. Temperatures will be rather pleasant across the normally hot lower elevations of the desert southwest and quite cool across the higher elevations. Across the deep south and the Carolinas, look out, folks. Record high temperatures will continue to be possible for the remainder of this weekend through tomorrow and right on through next week, with highs soaring well in the 90s and lower 100s for some areas, perhaps challenging a few records for the month of May. We may even see some above 100 readings. And now we have, of course, the categorical outlook for severe weather today. As you can see where it's at, and these severe thunderstorms, yes, they're going to happen again today, folks, more than likely today, right on into tonight across much of the central plains and the southern high plains, with all aspects of severe weather expected. Additional severe thunderstorms are possible across the lower Ohio Valley to the mid-Atlantic coast, accompanied by a risk for severe wind and hail. You know where you live. You see these states. You know if you live in them or not. You can see we have this higher chance right down in here, especially from the panhandles of Texas and Oklahoma, right on up into parts of Nebraska. The enhance goes on up to Nebraska and Kansas. But Kansas has a good shot, just like the panhandles of Texas and Oklahoma, for very severe weather. Anywhere in this green, as I've said before, we got a chance of some splash and dash and popcorn thunderstorms to pop up. As a matter of fact, early this morning I had one. And as you can see right here, I'm in this little section. The line goes right across the body of water I live on. Well, I had a thunderstorm, but nothing severe. But as we take a quick check right now and look across some of these areas, as we move across slowly but surely, if it will let me. I don't think it will. Let me try. Here we go. Alright, this is for the tornado outlook, and here's the wind. We'll go back to the tornado outlook. It's just popping through. Let's stop it for a moment and go back a couple of places. Alright, here's the tornado outlook for today. 15% chance here in Kansas and the panhandle of Oklahoma. 10% chance in Kansas and Texas, and then you can see how it spreads to 5% and 2% all the way from Wyoming over to a small portion of Iowa, Missouri, all the way down into Texas in these areas here. So this is the tornado outlook on the graphical map. Now as we move ahead, here's the hail outlook. 45 up to the purple, 45 in the panhandles of Texas, Oklahoma, parts of Kansas, and parts of Colorado. Also, there's chance of hail over here, 15. That's nothing to scoff at over as we go towards D.C. and southern New Jersey. And just about the entire state of New Jersey, you got a 5% chance if you're not in this 15% chance, so please be aware. When we come to thunderstorm activity in general, the greatest threat is at 70% through the panhandles of Texas and Oklahoma, parts of Kansas and Nebraska, and parts of Colorado. Then we have it stretching out to 40% all the way up from Montana down into parts of a little bit of the part of eastern New Mexico all the way through the panhandle of Texas. And then as we move towards the east, we have Indiana, we have southern Ohio, and we have parts of West Virginia and southern Pennsylvania with a 40% chance. 10% everywhere else in the brown. Do not be surprised if you have a thunderstorm pop up on you. And as we move on across, you can see this is moving further into the evening hours tonight. It slacks up a bit over the panhandles of Texas and Oklahoma to 40%. But this rain, as we have this other system I was just talking about coming in off the coast, good chance of rain, good chance of rain. Oregon, Washington State, 10%. Idaho, you all have a chance down into Texas, over to North and South Dakota here. The 40% chance as we move east is in parts of Illinois, a large portion of Indiana, most of the state of Ohio, a large portion of Pennsylvania, over in the D.C. area, West Virginia, and Virginia. Everybody else, we're in a 10% chance in the brown. And that's a check of your weather today. Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate it so very much and everything you do for me. And I want to say a big shout out to Barbara and, I can't even name everybody who has sent me stuff. I've tried to follow some of the links. Some of the links worked, some of the links didn't. But just you guys sending me stuff to try to keep me abreast of what's going on in your areas means so very much to me. Please don't stop. If you have any pictures or anything you'd like to share in any of these areas of disaster that's going on right now, please click show more down below the video. Scroll down and you will find my email address that you can send them to. I love you so much. Have yourself a good day, a safe day, and a blessed day. If you're traveling tomorrow, please be safe. Watch your skies. Don't get caught on the highway in the middle of severe weather if you can possibly help it. Peace, love, and kindness to all.